Taurus, in the next 48, you're going to feel like Spirit is putting you in the spotlight. There's a sense of you really standing out in the crowd in regards to what's changed with you recently. It's like you want to better your future by honoring yourself more. And Spirit just showed me a vision of them clapping for you. They're saying you're now going to choose differently, and it's going to make the world of a difference. I know it seems like things changed, but they didn't at the same time, but they really did, okay? You've changed a lot, and it's seeming like that's part of the reasoning as to why people are really, okay, paying close attention to you and really wanting to honor you as well. You're going to feel like you just are about to go through a really big shift along your path, even within for some, and it's like one shift after another. You know, how many am I going to go through? Spirit saying just trust the process. Trust how you're feeling in moments of feeling invigorated, maybe getting a release. Trust how you're feeling, Taurus, when you are feeling this kind of rush of empowerment. It's like, woo, spirits have left you feeling a lack of empowerment for way too long. Spirits have left you feeling ill for a lot, unmotivated, stressed out for way too long. Now the Spirit's coming through, including your team. Sometimes they couldn't even get through to you, Taurus. That's what I'm getting very specifically. So I feel like some of you who hear Spirit specifically, maybe hearing things randomly like, oh, I've been trying to get through to you. I literally could not help you before. And so it feels like maybe some negative entities for this collective have been removed, or being more efficiently blocked out, or both. But regardless, it's a very spiritual time for you. And I sense that there's going to as well be, as the messages keep coming, there's going to be a feeling of like the universe, spirits rewarding you more than ever. Look at that. The Six of Pentacles literally was just knocked out of my hand. Too effing bad. Because Spirit wants you to realize more than ever, and I mean the positive spirits, that you are meant to be rewarded tenfold. Screw the bullshit. It's time for Taurus to receive. Screw the bullshit. It's time for life to improve for this Taurus collective. And so I feel like in the midst of which it's like this kind of, I want to pick it up and go sort of an energy. Maybe you want to move to a new place. Maybe you want to up and shift to a new place to work. Or maybe a lot of you just want to be working from home fully. It's just feeling like as well that's kind of playing into you being a bit of a busybody, wanting to be more hands-on or just more productive. I feel there to be sort of a rebalancing in regards to that, because it's almost as if you've been busy but not productive at times, right? You've been busy but not actually creating the results that you deserve, that you maybe even need. Maybe other people need and want those results as well. Interesting. And so I really feel like this is a 2-day period where Spirit's reconstructing in a sense for you. It's almost as if there's certain changes that you're feeling are about to come, maybe already are taking place. And it's the sense of Spirit, I'm getting a vision. They're saying, put your hands up and say, I don't have to be in control 24/7, right? I don't need to have my hands on everything. I even don't need to understand everything that's changing and has changed or will change moving forward, right? It's just a sense of life being too difficult for you, and you maybe, it could play into you, how you were raised or how you grew up for a lot, but again, we're rewiring, we're retraining you in a sense, how you think, how you approach, how you feel, what you expect. It's the sense of, how do I put this? Okay, you're gonna know before you know. Interesting, you're gonna know before you feel. You're gonna know before it changes, before it shifts. It's also the sense of, because it's a very spiritual period for you along your path in general. I know I said that really weird. It's like spirits are coming through and saying, here's a message, and then something happens where that supported it, and it's not just like they're giving you a message for something that's going to happen in the near future. It's, I guess in a sense it is, but it's quite immediately after. And so it's like, you know, well, okay, we have your back. You may see feathers in the next 48. You're also going to feel like there's something about spirits and maybe other people this close to riding at dawn for you. You know what I mean? It's like almost a defensive energy coming through that I don't feel is completely needed, but you deserve it. Does that make sense? Where anybody who tries to put their hands on you, anybody who tries to taint your reputation or work against you in any way, shape, or form, they have it coming for them. I also feel like little things have annoyed you recently, for some at work, with your lover, with your friends, it could be at home. Little things have annoyed you, and there's something about you gaining a better understanding as to why. It's like somebody, like Spirit pointed out for some of you, someone who was rude in regards to you, literally right there, right? I know it's about me, okay? And then they are saying the reason that annoyed you so much is because there's more to it than that. There's more they've been saying, doing, work, you know what I mean? And so it just feels like when you're annoyed by something at this point along your path, there's more to it. You know what I mean? You're very spiritual and you're very intuitive. And I'm not saying the next 2 days involves all of this frustration and annoyance, because it feels quite easygoing but hardworking. But I just feel like we need to better understand why we feel things so deeply, even in a frustrated way at certain points. Look at this. Where you have been expecting the worst, where you've been maybe a bit pessimistic, we are cutting that out, Taurus. You're going to feel like Spirit wants you to more than ever disassociate from certain aspects of your life. Okay, we're moving on is now what I'm getting. There seems to be too much of a focus upon maybe someone, you know, nearby that you, or that you're connected to somehow that is quite negative. Moving on, right? Too many fishes to fry, if you will. But you're also too guarded. I get why. It's completely understandable. I'm being shown pointed out the armor on this night. But it's like a lot of you are being prepped to meet a soulmate of importance. That could be, you know, platonic and or love-filled. But I do sense that your instinct, your go-to is to kind of whip out, wow, interesting. Water may be significant. To whip out your swords, as I was just shown a vision of somebody doing that, but with the swords rather. And so letting down your guard a bit in the next 48 will hold significance. I'm also getting something about a seashell, about a snail, about a slug. Please, as the message has just come through. I'm now here writing on the wall. That's kind of creepy, but I feel like there were certain gifts of visions, inspiration, ideas of importance from the past. And now it's time for this Taurus collective to remember this and that in regards to it, because it's actually going to come to be. Beautiful. You walk a very purposeful path, and I feel like this time as well reminds you of that. I also feel like Spirit's providing you a bit of a guidebook. It's like, this is going to make things easier for you. When you feel a little bit lost or perplexed in regards to something, just kind of tune in, right? Reassociate is what I'm hearing, and allow for Spirit to kind of, ooh, wow, that vision. It was a book just magically, like the wind or like the Spirit's energy, magically shuffling the pages and turning it to the exact page you need. And now you have what you deserve, what you asked for, right? You have what you need in order to accomplish whatever it ends up being. I'm also getting something about just in the nick of time, right? Just in the nick of time. There's also playing on your name, but the noise at times. I just want to as well remind you, of a lot, but I want to as well remind you that you are the most confident version of yourself at this point. And the negativity, the difficulty that you've been through has played into that, right? It's not easy to remember this. It's not easy to kind of pinpoint, you know, exactly what played into it, but you get the point. You're confident in that standing out in the crowd. You're special in that standing out in the crowd. There's also a sense of things kind of being polished up for you. Also, negative intentions are being highlighted. I also feel like there's a significance in regards to cursive. Wow, that was my signature at the beginning of which. Some of you need to practice your John Hancock, your signature, because you're going to be using it in the future very significantly. For some of you, it could be, you know, fame. It doesn't have to be. A lot of you are meant to be signing important contracts and, concretely, signing up for things of importance. But I feel like somehow your signature is important. Write your name down and look at it differently. Okay, this might be your last name, it might be your first name, the full shebang. Because I feel like there's maybe some negative association with it. But anyways, the King of Wands and the Two of Wands, because Spirit's saying you more than ever are going to feel like you can sit back in your throne. There's a sense of confidence in regards to your future that you're going to feel very accurately. It's the sense of Spirit wanting you to, okay, pack up and get ready to go, but don't do too much in regards to that. Okay. It's like we're preparing for the best, but we're not completely throwing away the potential of what's still at hand. Because I feel this Taurus collective is doing a lot of fantasizing, thinking forward to what you don't have. But I also want to remind you, if you look at the Two of Wands, the ball is more than ever in your court, and you will honor this. You'll utilize it to your advantage more than you have been. I feel the scales are also balancing out for you, Taurus, as it may feel like there's an entity sitting on your head. Okay, I know that's weird. But in a sense, they're saying, okay, they're protecting your mind, right? Have spirits been effing with your mind? Okay, and there's also a spirit really guarding your heart. And so maybe that will help you put your guard down a bit. But it could be something else that was effing with your heart. I can relate. But Taurus, let's leave your next 48 reading at that. I know it was random, but I'm sure it was at least helpful in certain ways. All right. I hope you have an amazing day. Love and light.